I just want to start from the outset to say that any decision we make today may change tomorrow. In order to have the best expert advice, we have commissioned
Supercoach 360.
If your time's going up, it's recording.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the show.
Oh, mate, 100%.
We need to find out why they think it's okay to say anything.
It's certainly one of the greatest challenges in the history of the game.
That's what they want to try and do. Megastar to megastar!
In this regard, we're leaving every option on the table.
Excellent.
Oh, what was that, buddy?
Something special!
You know what?
That's not talent.
Oh.
Supercoach 360.
The best way to handle these things is to stay measured, stay calm, live your life as normal.
Unless we start finding it off the people who actually
Just do it!
it makes a little ordinary life feel a little bit better for that moment.
Makes it cool.
Supercoach 360 podcast.
G'day, welcome to Supercoach 360. How you doing? It's your boy Juzzy J in the coach's box once again. Talk all things Supercoach. Round 13 has just been. It was the first bye round, only 4 games. Few crackers, but of course the big one, the big dance. Origin 1 tomorrow night. Go the Blues! I'm joined in the coach's box, of course, by my faithful companions, as I am each and every week. We've got Con. Say g'day, buddy.
How we doing?
I'm very well. How are you, mate?
I'm pumped for Origin, buddy. One more
Origin.
sleep.
Yeah.
Origin Eve. Great time of year.
He's wearing his full Maroons onesie.
Absolutely.
Is this a new one? This is an update on the one which
It's
we've
a
seen
different
seasons
one.
past.
It is.
Yeah.
The other one didn't have the white.
Oh, look at you fancy man. So, yeah, it gets to that time of year, and Con dresses like the man baby he is. Bloody Queenslanders. Nah, look, it should be a cracking game. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a big night, no doubt. Lots of debutants in both teams. Lots of Supercoach havoc being wreaked. Of course, the big questions come this weekend. Who gets the rest? Who gets the reduced minutes as a result, and how does that affect your Supercoach? We're going to go into that. We're going to talk to Brad Smith, who'll be joining us on the show a little later on. And, of course, Bergs has a few things he wants to talk about. The lead up to 17 and who to look for. We've got Ross's roundup. We've got the team list twists, questions, and we're going to talk money or nuffs. What should you be doing at this point in the season? We're hitting that halfway mark. How do you close this bad boy out? So, let's jump into it. Bergs,
Yo.
I do believe you want to talk some money and some nuffs.
Yeah, I just think, is it time to still be chasing money? Like, everyone's probably around about 17 to 19, maybe a bit lower in trades, depending on what you've boosted and stuff. I just feel that at some point we've got to start nuffing it, and is it now or do we wait till after 17? It will depend on your trades, of course. Some people I know have already started to nuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I'm at that point this week. Do I bring in a cash making bloke, or do I just look to nuff out? And the thing is, I know I probably should look at a cash generation player, just because injuries and COVID and stuff like that. You know, it's unprecedented times. But I don't need the worry of an AE.
Yeah.
You know. So, what do you reckon? Like, where are you at with that? Like,
It is. Well, it is that time of year probably where you should have made most of your cash, but when a player like Ezra Mann pops up this week, I think you just got to get on him with the potential cash he's going to make, and a lot of people have an Ilias or Taff or something like that, just killing them at the moment.
well, that's the good news. Like, the
I
good
don't know
news.
what he's working trade right now. Hopefully he'll go on and play 17 for you, make you a couple $100,000 with his break evens and stuff at the moment. So,
well, the potential's there. He looks good on field, like,
Yeah.
and Supercoach wise, he hasn't let anyone down over the first two games, especially if he was the guy you brought in early, thinking he was going to get a crack. And
well, I played Mitch in back-to-back weeks, his first 2 weeks, and he played him both weeks and got 90s, I think, both weeks, or high 80s.
Yeah, he done well. But yeah, he's one of them guys. Like, for me, I've jumped on. You know,
Yeah.
I was looking at enough, but for me, the blokes I had Ilias still sitting there, not doing nothing, like hurting me. I did look to move him on last week, but just couldn't find.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at Fidzy and stuff. Like, granted, he got a 60, but 1 week 60. You know, wasn't worth it. So, but yeah, for an Ezra Mann, I can see you dropping whoever you got lackluster in there
Yeah.
to get out for him. He's one of them Supercoach guys that just produces, you know.
Well, I think it comes down to your team situation, like how you feel you're looking for your own home. If you feel you've got a lot of your final team locked in, and you feel you've got some spare trades, bringing in a cash cow every now and again, I don't think can hurt you.
Well, again, if you've got that guy and that money made, then when push comes to shove and you hit that first week of finals, you can bring in whoever's on the run, you know, or in the middle of their run, or has got the dream run coming up. So yeah, it is still good. Like, I have looked at the nuff this week, but I still think there's money to be made out there.
Like, I wouldn't be looking at any of these guys who have the potential to make $100,000 over a month or something at this point in time. It's got to be fast, quick money.
Yeah.
Get in, get out kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Juzzy, what about you, mate? Or, Juzzy, you focusing or? Okay. Okay, well, yeah. Where else can you go? Like, if you are still chasing some money, who else is out there? I know there's Molo from the Dragons, and there's a couple of others, but where do we go with our money? Like, I don't know where to take it. I just don't know where to take me money at the moment.
Well, it depends. Everyone's in a lot of different situations. Like, some people need to strengthen their back rows or something at the moment. Others need to strengthen their centres. It just depends on where you're at, what cash generation you've already got sitting there, as to where you're going to go. Are you planning for 17? Are you just looking to lock people in for the run home now?
Well, I think that's the thing. I think with 17 you can look at locking in, because it was a better draw. If I think the draw for 17: Sharks, Melbourne, Knights, Bunnies, Tigers, Eels, Broncos, and the Dragons. So there's some decent players in amongst those squads that you could look for potentially to the end.
Well, a lot of those teams also, their superstars are going to be at Origin.
Yes, that's true, but there's also a few got IPAP there. Talakai's cheap. I'm not sure if people are keen to jump back on, but
I dare say they roll the dice.
he's cheap. Nico Hines, if Pappenhausen comes back, he could be an omission for 17, which I wouldn't mind happening. Sorry, Nico.
Well, if not, you can have Paps for 17. I'll take Paps.
Well, I'd take Paps either way. It wouldn't matter. And then there's a few others like in the Knights, bar an injury. I think Clemmer's probably a good pickup who you could safely have as a second or even third front rower.
Yeah, Clemmer's solid.
The Bunnies have got a couple in there. Tigers, I wouldn't steer into anyone. Sorry. Eels have got IPAP, and I like Will Penasini still. I'm spewing I sold him.
So you could even roll the dice with Moses and Brown too over that
I like
period.
Dillbags. I must say, Dillbags looks the goods this year. Like, in past years, he's never looked this good.
The thing is, they're going to be missing 3 of their main middle forwards that week. Like, their 2 starting front rowers are out there. Maddo bringing that impact off the bench for him.
It is a big
going to
loss.
take away a lot.
It could be Cardi's week, but the front row's a big loss. Like, RCG and Junior Paulo do so much work.
Yeah.
It is a massive loss. And then you got the Broncos, which you have Ezra Mann. Hopefully, if you jump on
Fingers
now,
crossed.
he could be there. And then there's still a couple others in amongst the Broncos, like an A-Ray if you want to gamble. Look, he's still 600,000. Like, I was so spewing the other week when I rolled. I'm so sorry to whoever I rolled my eyes at. And I was like, oh no, A-Ray's like, and then he's just come out and gone back to back and done well and got injured, but
that was our saving grace.
Yeah, and then the Dragons, which there's not much going on at the Dragons except for Molo.
Even that, I'm not a huge fan.
No, I jumped on the first week. I don't know why I did it. I just did. No intentions of playing him, just as some money making. But
yeah, well, he will make a decent bit of cash in his first couple of games, but I think he'll dry up quick if he's going to keep rolling out 25s to the 30s.
Yeah. While the boys are working out the tech, we'll quickly talk the ins and outs because it's something that we can just gloss over quickly. The outs for the week. Now, no surprises for me with many of these at all. Maybe the last one, but Suwali at the moment, most traded out. I can see that. I don't know where you're going with Suwali money, but...
No, you can either drop down to someone or go to a Campbell Graham or someone along those lines.
Yeah, we'll get into him. He's on the hot picks over here for bringing in. So, and then Taff being dropped. I do feel bad for the kid, but I don't think he made much money either. So
Oh, he got up over 400k there.
did he? But if you hung on too long, it was.
I think he dropped back to 380 or something last week, or when he got his 12. Yeah, so...
Now, Tulipalotu's the next one.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think him and Swaley are in the same boat. They've done their job now. They've made you a bit of cash. They've scored their points, got you through the bye round.
okay, just quickly, on a 50-50 split, if you had to sell either one, like you only could get rid of one this week, which one would it be and why?
Probably just Suwali based on the draw.
Yeah, they've got a tough run. They got Penrith, Melbourne, Penrith.
Penrith.
So that's, and then the bye. So it's one of those things that, and I haven't looked at Manly's draw. I don't think it's not that tough, but but yeah, if I had to get rid of one or the other, in saying that on
No.
cash,
Manly got Tigers, Cowboys, Storm.
so it's not much.
Not much better. Oh, they both need to go ASAP, I think.
Well, yeah, on cash value, I think Tulipalotu's made an extra 46,000. So if you're looking to actually get the extra money, that could be the way to go this week.
Well, everyone has the highest break even on Flick this week.
Yeah. And then Ilias is another trade out. And then the last one was Carraz from the Dogs. I don't think he's made his money yet.
Yeah, I think that's a bit premature.
I think there's still a couple I think Carraz could be a sell for 17. He's probably would have made his money by then. Hopefully Jag Cutler meat pies him along the way. But for me, he's probably still a hold at the moment. Don't play him, but he's a hold. And then on the ins, Ezra Mann, as expected, most traded in at the moment.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that'll change.
I think it should skyrocket. I think you're mad if you miss it. I know sometimes it's good to pot away from players, but I don't think this guy's one of them. I think he's good, and from all reports coming out of Brisbane, he's a gun. Like before he even played first grade, you know. Then Cam McGuinness is the next traded in. That's probably on the back of No Finucane.
They'd be back on the back of his double.
Hey?
They'd be on the back of his double 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, then true. I had him for that. I was lucky. Then Campbell Graham's the next traded in, which I know he got moved to the left the other week. Can you see him seeing out the year there on the left though?
Can't see why not.
I
He's
just
been
don't know.
playing good football over there.
Well, he was the man for the job a couple of years ago. Then they got Trell, you know, and they needed a reshuffle and plugged him on the right. So, and then Molo's the next traded in. So you don't like the Molo trade, do you?
Not a massive fan, no.
No, bit of a trap, you reckon?
It's going to be a very slow burn.
Yeah.
Couple of quick ones and then not much.
And then last but not least, Bags. Still Bags is the most traded in. Now, I like that trade. I
Yeah.
personally think Bags is in career best form, so he'll only get better as the year goes on, bar injury.
Yeah, I like all of them except for the Milo one.
Yeah. All right, so guys, do you have anything over there in Techland, or are we keeping on going over here?
All right. So you boys been talking about snuffs, who to move on.
The ins and outs for the week.
Oh, you've gone through the ins and outs already. You boys are blitzing through it.
I haven't gone through like who's done their job, but
Who's done their job?
yeah.
All right.
like,
Well.
who like you got something going?
Yeah. Speaking of doing jobs and doing a damn good job in my eyes, we got Brad Smith. He's here. We've managed to get him.
Brado. Where is he? Oh yeah, Brad.
Hold on, we're just working through it.
Okay, yeah.
So, you got Brad there? Have you unmuted him? Can he hear us? Have you turned your volume back up? Yeah. Brado.
Okay, we're on the hunt for Brado at the moment. While we look for Brado, I just want to chat website. Now, guys, I know we've probably been dropped the ball a bit over the last couple of weeks with the website. I have no idea. I've had no phone for 3 weeks. I've been living in dark ages. But the website, look, we want to try and find some good. Look, anyone that's keen, if you want to be a contributor, if you think you've got Supercoach knowledge that you want to share, if you do a podcast and you want to, like, by all means, do a write-up, put your links to your podcast at the bottom. Like, we just want to try and build a place good for the community, easy access to good information by solid Supercoaches. I feel we've branched out the right way this year by bringing in the guys that we've brought in. But yeah, next year and beyond,
yeah, mate, I can hear everything.
It's a work in progress. So, okay, we'll get back to the
No, we got him. We got Brado. So, Brad, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate, I can hear you fine, mate.
All right, sweet as. Sorry, we're just having a few tech issues, sorting it out. We got Louis over
That's
here in the
unusual.
background, working hard. What?
Does Brad need a mic? So he can be heard.
No.
Okay.
Facebook, just confirm that you can hear Brad. Check your Facebook, bro.
Yeah.
Everything should be working. That's why I haven't said a word for 20 minutes, because you know me, that's not what I do. But we do have Brad Smith joining us. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show, Brad.
Welcome, fellas. How you all going?
Brado, how are you, buddy?
We're doing
Yeah,
all right,
good.
but I don't think we're doing as good as you did this week. Had a bit of a blitz through the bye period, did you, Brad?
Yeah, mate. I had a rare good week for this year, but yeah, I did plan for it, I guess. So I had 17 playing, so I was lucky enough to go well on a few of those players. Could have been better if I had captain Manu rather than Garrick, but you get that.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else do you feel that you've gone? How are you going to go for 17?
Well, I saved all my boosts, basically. I've only used one boost to date. And I tried to be conservative on trades, where I know a lot of people went absolutely apeshit early on when things didn't start going their way. I had a plan, I wanted to come in with 17 into the 13, in around 13, and then I'll just use every boost from now on in every trade. So that'll I should have 15 players come around 17. But the trick to it is that I'll have 15, but a lot of all the trades I've been making up until now have just about all been focused on cash generation, and ensuring that I've got players that are going to peak about now and next week and the week after. So I'll be selling all those, and every player I get in now will be a keeper for the now until the end of the year. So yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to be trading. So because after round 17, I'll probably only have about 8 trades left, which isn't a lot to get you through to the end of the year, but it's enough to ensure you can avert any disaster. But yeah, so I definitely have a plan that way to ensure that, I've got that round 17 sort of covered, but mostly with quality from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you going to hang on to out of your 17 from round 13? Who are your keepers for the end from there?
Well, the ones definitely the keepers I'm definitely got are Okolatu. He'll be staying.
Yep.
And either Manu or Garrick, or maybe both of them, because I've got both at the moment. But that, and I'll be honest, is dependent upon how my trading goes from here and how Pappenhausen sits, and if I have to ditch one of those for Pappenhausen, I will. Look, if Teddy comes back nice and strong after Origin, then Manu will probably be a sell. He's done us all a favour in getting 130 last week, which means he's probably got 3 good weeks of price rises. So that could set that means it'll be a very easy jump to Pappenhausen by then. If Pappenhausen comes back next week, I think he's got about 137 break even or something like that. So he possibly will have a couple of little price falls. And like I said, Manu with his price increases won't be a big step up.
Brado, I'm curious for you to have a playing 17. How many of what guns do you have that are away at Origin that you've still got in your team? And if you don't have many, what's your plan on getting them in? Are they part of that selection criteria to get you through the next bye round, even though they're probably still going for Origin?
Well, some of the guns I have and I'll be keeping are Grant. I do have Grant. I've got Haas. I've got Cleary. I've got Hines. So they'll all be staying. I don't have. I did have Teddy until 2 weeks ago, so I sold Teddy at what and this is what I just spoke about a minute ago, trying to sell at the absolute peak. Although I really want Teddy back again, I think for his cash wise, he's about peaked, and he's going to for a couple of weeks after Origin, just like he has every year, he should just plateau off a little bit and fall down. So hopefully on the other side of round 17, I'll be looking to get him back in. But, I've still got Lolo. Like I said, I've got Manu and Garrick. So there's still quite a number of guns sitting there. But they're going to be bolstered over the next few weeks with the likes, this week I'm getting Talakai and McInnes. They'll both be sitting there till the end of the year. And I haven't really decided on the third one yet. Could be Brandon Smith. I'm weighing up that one, although his minutes and his it's just not like it was in previous years. Whether that's Smith, but I can't see Harry Grant playing this week, so I can only see Brandon Smith getting a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
I just can't see Grant backing up. But
I think they're already preparing for life after Brandon Smith.
With Tyler and Wishart and
that's why his minutes have been so reduced. That's why he hasn't been starting pretty much this year. I think they're ready to move on already.
Yeah, the fact that it came out a year beforehand on a podcast, like the circumstances around it, you can understand the club's dirty and are now just like, all right, cool, well.
Not just that, Melbourne don't need to fuck around with Brandon Smith. They've got Harry Grant there. They're going to look for the future. That's what they do.
I mean, look, I've taken the punt on Brandon Smith. I brought him into my team. I bought him in last week. Sold Harry Grant, used some of the cash. I'm curious to see what happens just over this sort of 6-week stretch, and whether Harry is going to play reduced minutes, etc., and whether that's going to result in Brandon Smith getting a bit more ball and hopefully more points. Because, he's sitting way lower than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit. Actually, I changed my mind as I was waiting to come on here. I was playing around, and I've actually I shifted McInnes up into hooker, and I figured out I had enough, or easily enough, with quite a lot of chunk of change left over to get Sivo in. So I'm going to do that. Bugger it. He's there for the rest of the year. I know he's coming back from a knee injury, and that can be risky, but he's actually played 2 games already in New South Wales Cup, and I don't know if you've seen the figures, but they're absolutely enormous. He had something like 12 tackle busts last week, 250-odd metres, 3 tries, and he did about the same the week before. A really favourable draw coming up for Parramatta. Sivo really. So I went no to Smith because I didn't see any long-term value. And like I said, the players I'm bringing in now, I want to make sure that I've got them till, I don't have to retrade back out again. I want these players till the end of the year so I can, maximise that trading value. I think I'm selling, what's his name, the Manly winger, Tupa or whatever his name is. But him to Sivo, I've actually made money. It's not by much. They're both basically the same. But, what a trade that is. You bought, Tupa friggin' Nua at 180,000 and you're selling it for 450 and getting into player like Sivo. That's just gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
especially on the. You can pick him on matchups, old Sivo.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. The Manly matchup this week looks pretty juicy, doesn't it? But
I mean, he's got hat tricks
I
in
think
him.
Tupanua's got a break even of 85. Even with 2 tries, he might not. If he gets 2 tries, he might not even hit that 85.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're asking. He might get 85, but like I said, that's a pretty high break even for a winger like him. I think he's only gone above that once this year so far. So in his run.
Well, I got a little list here, Brad. See if you agree with them. These are blokes that are just I think they've done their job. So I've got King from the Dogs, Tulipalotu from Manly, Suwali from the Roosters, Targo from Penrith. Now I probably wouldn't sell Targo till 17 if I was going to sell it all. But Cooler for more, Nat Butcher, Satili Tupanua and TAFE. Like, is there anyone else there you could feel you could add or you could dismiss any of those?
Well, the only thing I'll say about King and look, Cooler's pretty damn cheap as he is now, so he can wait a couple of weeks if you want because he's not going to really burn you any day.
Yeah.
What was one of the other ones?
These are more just for in between now and 17, not directly this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, Max King is a bit of a later sell too. He definitely is going to leave my team before 17, but
yeah,
he's got a bit more cash to slowly. It'll only be a slow burn. Probably the one that really stands out, or a couple there. Jazz Tavega. He's made a couple of $100,000 for those that got on nice and early. But now that he's just languishing in the front row, you got to get rid of him. He's got a BE of 96. He's $500,000 now, so cash in, ching ching. Get rid of him quickly and take your money.
Yeah.
And one that hasn't made not much money is Starling. If you got him, Jesus, get rid of him as fast as you can.
Who do you get rid of him to? Because I've got him, and that's it. Should he be my next focus? I mean, like I said, I moved on Harry, so the intention is to get Harry back. But, I mean, him and Brandon Smith are around the same price point. I just can't see another gun hooker option out there. Who should I be looking at?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's
Cam McInnes for me.
Yeah, see, most people have got like a Harry Grant and then a Starling, so that's what I'm assuming is existing. But one to watch out for, I guess, in hooker could be Habili. He's only 300,000, I think, at South Sydney, and he's got a very low break even. What's his break even? 2. He's got a break even of 382,000, and he was getting really big minutes playing lock there. Didn't get named this week, which I think he's got an injury, so I don't think it's a long-termer. Coming in around 17, he could certainly earn you a bit of cash and be a nice hooker bill for a nice, cheaper price.
Yeah.
Sweet as.
Is Billy Walters available at hooker? He might be a quick jump on as well.
Yeah. Cam McInnes.
Well, yeah, that's what I did this week. I mean, he's only got a BE of 32. If you're going to get on Cam McInnes, this is the week you've got to do it because his price is only going to go up from here for the next 3 or 4 weeks, which will leave him just about out of reach for most coaches come round 17. To take real note of those BEs at the moment, like I said, you got to try now to buy at that peak. Or buy at the low and selling these blokes when they're getting into those really high BEs. Like we said before, all those Suwali BE is 75, Tupanua he's got 85, Firma 94, Starling 103, Joseph Vega 96. All of them got really high BEs, which means you just got to sell them.
Yeah. You got any? You want to chat about Brado?
I don't know. That's I've been listening into some of yours, and I pretty much agreed with some of those, the ins and outs that you were going through a minute ago.
Yeah.
There's certainly ones to watch. I think Jordan Ricky at Brisbane could be a real sneaky. He's only got a BE of 14. 439k, and very quietly has a average of 50. So, look, there are players, say, like Brandon Smith's got an average of 40. And it's not too much difference between Jordan Ricky and Brandon Smith. So, actually, the likes of Ricky with a BE of 14, he's going to make cash and he's probably going to earn a bit more dollars. And even if he sits on the bench, he's not going to be an AE nightmare for you. So he's an interesting one to watch out for. Kolo Matangi from South Sydney. I can never pronounce his damn name. Sorry, dude. He's at the moment he's got a BE of 94, and this brings it home. Watching where your price rises and falls are going to come, but come around. I reckon. So he's worth 534k at the moment. But come around 17, I reckon he could be a real juicy pickup in the very low 400s. He'll be sort of positioned. With a BE of 94 this week, he's definitely a good one to, have a good watch of. Colin Muntungi. He can't go bad all year, can he? Although have a look at Sean Johnson. He's another one you got to sell. If anyone's crazy enough to, I know we mentioned him a couple of weeks ago, but God, how bad is he?
I think even the Warriors might be looking to sell him soon.
Is he doing it on purpose? Is he playing bad just to get to force Stacey Jones to come in? I don't know, but yeah, it's probably the worst I've seen a player play in a long time. Just refusing to run the ball to the line. His involvements are just awful.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens this weekend, I guess.
I got a little smoky from Ross actually in the buys at the moment. Campbell Graham. Do you think he's going to make that Origin team, or do you think he's going to be safe throughout this period? Plays 17, 570, 578, I think.
Yeah, he's 578 with a BE of 28, which means if you are going to jump on him, this is basically the week to do it. Another one that's really set. Primed. I love Campbell Graham. I wish I could get him. But I've also got my eye, look, Zach Lomax, if he wasn't playing the Cowboys this weekend away from home, I'd be all over Lomax, a BE of 550k. I mean, wow. What's his average? He's averaging over 60. Yeah, he's averaging 63, I think. So, Zach Lomax, he's a one to really, really watch, but I think I can wait a week or two for him and see how the cash goes. But he's a great example of one you could hold to the end of the year just quite safely. Buy him now and just have him there.
Yeah, and also, what do you think of Ronaldo Molotalo? Once again, going to play 17 on that Sharks wing, constantly scoring points. He's doing all right.
Yeah, well, anyone in that Sharks back line is just about gold, and I think they'll open up a bit more their draw. So once they get over this little hard patch that they've been going through, I think anybody in that back five in the Sharks are going to be good.
They're just workers that I like Mulatalo. Like he always seems to be in the right spots, and like even Katoa on his good day. Katoa probably doesn't have the base work of Mulatalo, but they're both point scorers. And Jesse Raymond busts a tackle like it's going out of fashion.
Yeah, well, how good do they be going, the Cronulla back five, if you can leave out Connor Tracy, who probably at any other club would get a starting spot, let's face it.
Yeah. Con, you got anything, bud? No? All right, just quickly before we let you go, Brad, who would you bring in this week? Like, who are the sort of must-have bring-ins that you're looking at, or you can spear people into if you can't get them because you've got other pressing issues?
As I said before, I think your McInnes with that nice low break even of 32, 555k. He's got a 5-round average of 70, right? So we'll let that sink into people's heads for a minute. 70 is a 5-round average. I think the figures speak for themselves. He certainly is a get-in. You mentioned Campbell Graham before. He's nicely positioned to get in at the moment. although I personally won't be touching any Tigers players, often Gowie is a real smoky. He's only got a BE of 55, and he's got an average of just under 70 himself. He's just been quietly ticking along, playing lock there for the Tigers, but who knows what a new coach is going to do, so that makes it really risky. And I think for the big balls play, which I am going to do, if you're, Sivo at 450. I know it's his first game, but and most smart super coaches will say, oh, let's have a look at him for a week or two. But I just love the matchups he's got coming up, and I'm going to jump on him now. Bugger it.
Well, sometimes that's the master stroke. Like you've just ballsed up and whacked it on without seeing anything, and you're getting the points before anyone else. And if he gets his hat tricks, well, you're cheering. That's $1.20 for him.
Yeah, look, Sivo can be rocks and diamonds. He's a bit coach like, etc. in the past, so he's not going to do it for you every single week. But the figures coming out of New South Wales Cup tell us that he's certainly looking strong and keen to get out there and play footy again.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. You want to do some questions with us, Brad?
Sorry, what was that, mate?
Want to do some questions with us?
Yeah, if you want.
You want to do some of them live questions there, Juzzy? While I find these questions.
Yeah, we don't have many. I don't even think we do have a question in there. Anyone watching, you got questions, then throw them in. Someone says, who's the ugly cane toad on the couch? Yeah, that's Con. We forgive him. Ross Mann reckons I should have a shave, but Andrew Bicknell reckons that it's disgusting. So, no, I'm going to leave the old lip worm. Andrew Bicknell says, fun fact, if Ezra Mam drops the ball from the kickoff, falls awkwardly, knocks himself out, fails his HIA and finishes the game on -1, he'll still make 76k. So, just a thought.
Yeah, he's a definite jump on this week.
Have you guys already had a chat about Ezra?
Yeah.
Being named at 5'8", beautiful.
Just an nightmare, though. Wow.
Potentially.
I can't see him holding on to the spot for a huge length of time.
You think Gamble comes
I
back?
don't know. He just feels like an nightmare.
I don't know. It'll come down to Ezra, I think. If he keeps turning up and churns out the good scores and goes well with A-Ray, I think I can see Gamble staying at 14, and they just have to make a permanent 9.
In my opinion, they're a much better chance of having a chance to win the comp with Ezra Mann at 6 instead of Gamble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, all right, first question from Timmy O. Who is the highest prospect from now till round 18? Molotalo, Lomax, or Campbell Graham? Katoa or Herbie Farnworth, good pod options.
I'd probably go Campbell Graham in that list, personally, for me.
Yeah, he's the top of your list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad?
Yeah, Molotalo. Probably.
Yeah, he's the top for you.
Very close with Campbell Graham, but yeah.
Yeah, they'd be my 1 and 2 as well. You'd flip the coin for which way it went. They're both just point scorers. They both find the line.
What about your pod options?
The pot of Katoa, I'm guessing it's Sione Katoa, not Elise Katoa.
Yeah, definitely.
And look, I like Herbie Farnsworth, but it seems his efforts doesn't translate as much in Supercoach as it does on the telly.
If he pulls it off and he gets the attacking stats and stuff, but he does a lot of work without actually, getting a heap of points, doesn't he?
Yeah, it seems he's very busy for not as many points as I expect. But you never know. Excuse me. With Cobbo and Stags, both playing Origin, they might favour that side a little bit more. So yeah, Mark Hindle. So coaches in the NRL are dropping. Barrett home. Brown wants to stay in Australia due to family and education. Who do you boys pick for both the jobs?
Freddie will take the Bulldogs job.
You reckon? You seriously think so?
Yeah.
Why? To work with Gus?
Yeah.
Like, why would you start your NRL coaching career? I mean, I know he did a little bit for the Roosters, but why would you start at the Bulldogs? I mean, no offense
Freddie
to the
was
Bulldogs,
no good
but
at the Roosters. He was still a player when he coached that side.
that's what I mean.
They got a decent roster now. They got Marnie kick out coming next year. They get rid of a few of the duds or
The dead weight.
from this year.
I think Gus is the deciding factor there.
And I think him and Madge for the Warriors job.
Really? Madge for the Warriors.
Has he been? Well, Madge coached New Zealand. Like the New Zealand, or the Kiwis.
Ah.
So that's how he had a relationship with a lot of these Kiwis that he got over. He's coached Star Tower before.
And here's another one. Madge is also, he went today as well. He got sacked today. From the Tigers.
Yeah, it's been an epic day.
I'd like to see either. How funny would it be, or how good would it be to see the likes of Con coaching in NRL, or even imagine Tim Moody getting up there.
Bro, you know what? In saying that, like, I know this is just stupid and probably will lose 10 listeners over this, right? But I'd love to have a go at the Dogs' job. And I'd say this, if I haven't changed the culture and shit by round 10, I don't want to pay out. I'll leave. I'll fucking quit. I don't want no money because I obviously haven't come here and done anything. You know what I mean? I've obviously made it worse and I don't deserve a payout.
I want a job in bunker, teach those fuckwits how to do it.
Like, it just does me head in, bro. Like, you're an NRL squad. How do you not get the best out of your players? Like, it's obviously coaching. All these dudes made it to first grade. You know?
Are you giving Flano a go at the Doggies?
Like it, Andrew.
I'll have anyone.
You love Flano?
I'll have Finchie. Fuck yeah. I'll have him biggest, bro. Fuck yeah, bro. That'd be mad.
Andrew Bicknell says Brett Finch, hot favourite to coach the Doggies.
Okay, coach. Danny Trebaric. Hey, boys. Would you boys be all right with bringing in Ramsey and Mam for Karaz and Vaela? Sorry, dude. I won't be priced out from Lomax. Talakai or McInnes if I concentrate on getting these cows. Worst case scenario, I'll be a one pay round 60 to 80k extra for Lomax or McInnes combo next week.
I like it. I would have got Ramsey last week if you were going to really get him, but yeah.
Boy, he didn't even play, but so.
No, I mean like his last game he played.
Yeah, so no, I don't mind that either, Danny. It's a good way to look at it. See how he's in his head. Yeah, granted he's going to pay a little bit extra next week, but he's going to make that money back.
Yeah. Talk into the goddamn microphone.
He's going to make that money back. All right, Kieran Myler. Who's the player you're most scared of in the opposition, plus your prediction on man of the match for game 1? Well, Cam Munster for me, and I think the Dogs, I think the Blues will get up, hopefully.
For me, it's got to be James Tedesco. He's just an absolute freak. He's in some good form at the moment. Ben Hunt first strike, AP man of the match.
Boys?
Yeah, Munster for me. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'd say Munster or Grant. I think once Grant gets on the field, he's going to run muck. He's scary out of dummy half, bro.
Yep, be loud, Louis. Yeah, Munster for me as well.
Munster.
Hey, can I just...
We've got his 10 days, KP, Billy Slater, going into an absolute gun team. He's going to have the game of his life.
He's only going to play 60 minutes.
That's all we need.
Brad, can we just go back to Danny Trebaric's question?
Yep.
What do you see in that? Do you think Ramsey and Manford, Karaz and Vailers are good trades?
Look, the Ramsey's not a bad trade because he's going to definitely make him money. So if you've got trades there, because I just can't see you holding Ramsey till the end of the year. So if you've got enough trades to do it, that's going to take. So it's going to take you 2 trades. So it's not. Does that make sense? It's not a one trade thing.
Yeah,
it's actually
you've got to
2
get
trade
him out.
thing. So if you've got the trades to do that and you've got a plan, then it's not a bad trade because Ramsey, I think, is set for a nice. I actually was looking at him before, but he's got a few price rises there to come his way over the next few weeks. And certainly after 17, there, if you've got a plan to sell him to move him to someone else, then yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, Con just said then, yeah, like if he strings from now till just after 17, a few good games together, then you sell him at maximum profit for just about anyone.
Yeah.
Well, no, not just. Well, you should have a bank there, and you'll be able to trade him out for someone decent anyway. You know. All right. Kevin Mulhern, are New South Wales the underdogs with so many injuries? For me, I don't think they are. Not with the spine they have. For me, I think it's an even spread though. I think it's $1. Like Con said to me earlier, it's definite even spread. It's not this $1.60 to $2.40 shit.
For me, the sway is, like I said the year before the show, the interchange with Crichton. Yeah, no replacement with Cleary, no replacement with Cook. Where we've got Grant to come on, and Hunt can fill in the halves. Munson can go to fullback.
Yeah, you got options, yeah.
And just having Harry coming off the bench instead of Stephen Crichton. Like when Stephen Crichton going to get injected in to add some X factor.
Yeah, and whereabouts.
I just can't see him getting involved in the game unless there's an injury. So pretty much down to 3 forwards on the bench already.
Brado?
Yeah, I'm on the New South Wales bandwagon, but obviously, but it's going to be a real tight game. Traditionally, New South Wales, the first games played in Sydney, don't score a huge amount of points. So as one who loves a bit of a punt, I'll be definitely going for a very small, slight margin. It's going to be wet, sort of sticky ground. I'm a bit fearful, actually, of DCE because his kicking game has been really on point and he doesn't mind the Sydney grounds. So, if he brings a really good kicking game, I know Cleary's is probably better than his, but...
You've got Ben Hunt out of hooker too. Sorry, Brad.
Yeah. That could be, a lot could hang on with how DCE manages to pin New South Wales into the corners with that kicking game that he's sort of been very effective with this year.
Well, for me, Queensland have got 3 notable kickers on the field at one time. They've got Ben Hunt at hooker, they got Cherry Evans at 7 and Munster at 6, right? And KP's no shit slouch with the boot either. We've got Nathan Cleary. No one else can really kick the ball for us. Like, no one's kicking 40-20s and doing shit like that, you know what I mean? That's where Queensland, I think, has got an upper hand on us a bit this series.
Yeah, no, good point there. Yeah, it is a bit sort of lacking when you look at it like that.
Like, not taking nothing away from Luai, but he's nothing without Cleary. And then Damien Cook, he doesn't kick often out of there, and when he does, it's never for a 40-20 or anything like that. Whereas I think Queensland are just going to be threatening all night with it. Like, it's going to be one of those things to keep an eye on for Freddie and the boys.
Well, I can see us doing a New South Wales series where we kick early for Coates, like you used to do for Fox, and just pin us down in that corner.
Yeah, it could be a thing. Teddy's a different beast, but he's got that gear. He'll get us back. And then the last one I have is from Brian Ings. Now, with the new coaches at the Tigers and the Warriors, are there any cheapies from those sides to watch out for at the back end of the season? Now, for me, I don't think so. I think it'll only be injury. I can't see him changing sides too much. Maybe an SJ I could see getting sacked on performance and shit, but
I can't see him changing their sides enough to make players in their sides relevant for Supercoach.
Yeah.
Well, apart from your Tohu Harris, is pretty much the only one I'd touch out of either of those two teams, no matter what the coaches do going forward.
Yeah. Righto, and that's it for questions. You've got anything?
Who's your hot captain of the week, Brado?
Oh, I haven't really decided on the captain yet. I think I'll be vice captaining Garrick.
Nathan against the Knights?
There's a big rumour around that he might be rested. So, if you, I wouldn't be planning it that way. But if it looks like he's going to play, then he might be one to go with. But I'll definitely be having Hines on my field rather than, because I've got both of them in half at the moment, Hines and Cleary.
Yeah.
So, and just with that, well, I suppose yourself and all listeners, you're aware of the Cotter is just about basically Buckley's are playing this weekend.
No, I didn't hear that.
Well, he's about, his wife's about to have a baby, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been given. She said, "Well, look, if she's having it, and its Origin is on, then he's allowed to play Origin. But beyond that, he's got to be at home on the weekend." So, although he's been named in the reserves, he won't turn up for that one.
Let's hope she has it tomorrow then, eh?
Yeah,
Mrs. Cotter.
See, I heard that thing too about Ivan resting Nathan and Luai after the Origin, but then they both were named in 7 and 6, which surprised me. I figured if he was going to rest him, he'd probably name him in the extended squad or just not name them.
Yeah, well, it's just the interesting part of this time of year, isn't it? It's keep your eye on those team lists, and
even if you do, you can't trust the bloody coaches.
That's it. Ivan doesn't mind playing a little bit of funny buggers with the late mail. Is Sean O'Sullivan and Kurt Falls named again on the extended squad? Because if they are named, then yeah, there's a good chance they are going to get a rest.
Didn't look that deep into
I didn't look that deep either myself.
Boys. You've taught me anything.
It's deep. We got any liveys over there?
Nah. Oh, well, yeah, we got Matty Mehag.
They are both there.
Says, hey, legends, am I crazy for thinking of trading Harry Grant? Trading him allows me to bring in Olakau'atu and either Cotter or McInnes. Gives me a more overall depth in my squad.
I don't think you're crazy, but you're going to want Harry back for the run home.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, like, I've done that, hoping that Harry's going to lose some cash over the Origin period, reduced minutes, a little bit of rest.
It's a big gamble.
It is a gamble, but that's the one
Because I can see Harry not even getting named rather than getting 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Harry's name start.
Go, Harry. You're a wizard. Yeah, but that can change.
Yeah. Anything can change.
I like it, but I don't mind it. In saying that, Cotter's got a rest this week, and McInnes is only there until Finucane, I guess, comes back. So they're only short-term plays. Whereas Harry will lose some cash. Let's face it, he's $810,000. He's gonna go down. It's probably a good play
182, I think his break even is off memory.
for overall depth. It's a good thing. There you go. That's massive. So it's not a bad move from me.
That was what I was looking at. I was looking at his break even coming back. I was like, he's good, but I don't think he's that good.
He is that good.
Well, he could easily pull 120 and he's only losing, 40k or something. So.
Well, I sold him 2 weeks ago or whatever, the week he got hurt for Reece Robson. I'm pretty happy with that because Robson jagged try on the weekend, so he'll go back to Harry Grant in a couple of weeks.
That's a good move, man. Good move. All right.
I reckon that's about it.
Wait. Andrew Williams has said, Dill Bags, goodbye to keep for the rest of the year. Yes, he is, man.
Don't mind it at all.
For me, especially if you can get him and Munster or him and Drinkwater, I'll be happy with that.
Especially if you're on Brad's wavelength too, and think Sibbo's going to have a strong run. Dillbags on that left side is going to play a big part in that. So
it's where he's going to get the try assist or the line breaks, and then Sivo and
Brado, would you sell Harry Grant?
What's that? Sorry.
Would you sell Harry Grant?
No, hell no.
No.
He'll just sit there for me. He's a bit like although I've been thinking about selling Payne Haas, but no, they'll just sit there and come in and out as they're just gold. They'll just get your points, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my looking at it too. I don't care about his break even. I'll hold on.
Yeah.
I don't care about his money. He's the player, not the money.
Well,
me.
I thought his injury was a bit worse than it was, and it turned out not to be, so
yeah.
I may have jumped the gun a bit.
All right. What about Dill Bags? Goodbye for the rest of the year?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I like the bags. All right, so that's us then, is it?
Yeah, I reckon that's it. That's us. I think it's the shortest episode we've done in about 2.5 years. But thank you very much for listening. As always, hit up Supercoach 360 website. Shout out to all the contributors, Ross Mann, Brado, Watto, the guys, Paul Man, all the guys from Supercoach Hub. We've got more and more content coming on there all the time, so check it out. Yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Go Queensland.
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.